If you have ever felt there was room to grow, real room, space you could sense but never quite reach, and still watched yourself stay exactly the same, this is for you. Yesterday, we uncovered why the money you called in kept stalling before it reached you. Today, we open the space you have never actually used. Right now, before anything else, name one goal you have carried for years without moving it forward an inch, without pretending you forgot it. Hold it in your mind, clearly, for a moment. In the next few minutes, you will find out why it never grew, and the reason has nothing to do with effort, talent, or luck. You have told yourself more than once, quietly, that you were not disciplined enough, not talented enough, not ready enough yet to take the next step. None of that was ever true, and somewhere underneath the excuse, you already suspected it. What stopped you was never outside of you, and it was never a lack of ability either. Modern manifestation teaches that the possibilities are infinite, that you can become anything at all if you simply choose it strongly enough. Repeated across enough videos, it turns into a slogan nobody actually tests against their own life. It never once explains why infinite possibility keeps producing the exact same familiar result, year after year, without fail. The Hermeticists called the law underneath this the principle of mentalism. The all is mind, and the universe itself is mental before it is ever physical, before it ever becomes a circumstance you can point to and describe, which means your growth was always mental first, long before it ever showed up anywhere else in your life. Before this ends, you will understand exactly why the room to grow you keep sensing never actually turns into growth, and what closes that gap tonight without waiting for another year, another course, or another version of motivation that never arrives on schedule and never once explains why it stayed away for so long. Read that sentence again. The ceiling you believe is out there, somewhere in your circumstances, was never built by circumstance at all. It was built the same way every belief gets built, repeated quietly, until it started to feel like permanent architecture around you, and it can be dismantled the exact same way it was made, one repetition at a time. Stay with me. This changes how you see every plateau you have ever hit in your life, and it starts with the same law that has been quietly running your mind without your permission this entire time, whether you ever consciously noticed it happening, or simply never once stopped to question it until this exact moment. Picture a seed already holding the entire tree inside it, every leaf, its full height, the exact number of branches it will ever grow across its lifetime. Now, put that same seed in a pot too small for it. The roots do not stop existing. They simply coil in on themselves and quietly stop reaching outward at all. The principle of mentalism teaches that the all is mind, and the universe you experience with your senses is the mental creation of that one mind. Your own mind, being an individualized portion of the same mind, does not merely observe reality from a safe distance, it actively participates in shaping it, the same way the Creator does. This is exactly why the room to grow was never actually the problem you assumed it was. Your mind is the pot. If it still holds the shape of who you used to be, 5 more years of new information will not make you taller, because the mind alone decides how tall you are permitted to become, silently. Neuroscience calls this identity homeostasis. Your brain has already paved a road for who you currently are, built slowly from years of repeated thought and repeated behavior. And repeating that same familiar road costs almost no energy at all, while carving a brand new one costs an effort your mind will resist by default every single time. Think of your brain like a road crew that only ever maintains the highway that already exists and is already paved. A brand new road sits right next to it, shorter, faster, leading exactly where you actually want to go, but no crew is ever sent to pave it unless you personally, deliberately authorize the work yourself first. Modern manifestation tells you to visualize the outcome and simply wait for it to arrive on its own. The Hermetic system adds the piece visualization alone can never provide. It tells you the outcome only becomes real once the brain finally stops defending the old road as if it were the only road that ever existed. Let this land. There is a second law working quietly underneath this one, the principle of cause and effect. Nothing you do is ever truly neutral. Every single day you choose the paved road instead of the new one is itself a cause, and it is quietly compounding into the effect of staying exactly the same for another entire year, unnoticed. We are halfway through, and this next part matters more than anything you have heard from me so far today, because waiting for motivation to arrive before you grow was always backwards in every single case. The growth has to come first, deliberately chosen, and the motivation only follows a fair distance behind it, arriving late. Since your mind is an individualized portion of the mind that holds the entire universe together, expansion is not something you have to earn from outside yourself, like a reward for good behavior granted by someone else. It is already your nature, the way a river's nature is to move, not to sit behind a wall it built. Tonight, before you fall asleep, ask yourself one honest question without flinching from the answer you already sense is coming deep down. What version of myself have I already outgrown, but am still performing purely out of habit because it feels familiar and safe? That answer is the exact road your mind keeps quietly repaving. Now let's put this to work together, right now, without delay, without overthinking it. Come into this with me, because simply knowing the law changes absolutely nothing on its own. It is only what you actually do with it in the next few minutes that begins to move the real, physical road underneath your entire life. I come into stillness now, fully, on purpose, without rushing any part of it or forcing it. I let my breath slow until the noise of comparison fades quietly into the background, and I remember clearly that I am not behind anyone else. I was only ever asleep to how much room I already have. I stop measuring myself against a timeline I never actually agreed to, and I release the pressure of it completely, right now. Growth was never a race against other people and their pace. It was always a private negotiation between who I have been and who I am now finally willing to become, on my own terms. I am ready now. I release the version of myself that needed permission from people who never actually had the authority to give it to me. I take that authority back for myself, fully. Their opinion of my ceiling was never the truth about my ceiling. It was only ever a reflection of the limit of their own imagination, nothing more. I release the belief that effort without any real identity change was ever supposed to work for me, no matter how hard I pushed. I was pouring new water into an old shape again and again, and quietly wondering why it kept taking the exact same familiar form it always had, no matter how sincerely I tried. Old degree. I believed the ceiling above me was permanent, fixed, unmovable, carved into the structure of my life. New degree. I recognized the ceiling was only ever a habit of thought, repeated so many times, in so many quiet moments, that it slowly started to feel like solid architecture, instead of the belief it always was. I am not out of room to grow. I never was, not for one single day of my life. I am only out of permission I have not yet given myself. And permission was never something anyone else was ever going to hand to me, no matter how patiently I kept waiting for it to arrive. My mind holds the same expansive nature as the mind of the all that holds the entire universe together. Expansion is not the exception written into me somewhere small. It is the default setting, sitting quietly underneath every single ceiling I have ever built directly on top of it, without even noticing I was doing it. Say that again, slower. I let my self-image finally catch up to what is actually possible for me right now, today, instead of endlessly asking what is possible for me to shrink myself down to, just so my old self-image can still comfortably recognize the person standing in front of it every single morning, unchanged, unchallenged, and unmoved. Old degree. I performed the identity that was safe, familiar, and predictable to everyone around me for as long as I can remember, without ever questioning it. New degree. I practice the identity that is true and still slightly uncomfortable, because discomfort, in this exact case, is only growth that has not been given its proper name yet. I stop protecting my competence, and I start risking it instead, deliberately, on purpose, starting today, without waiting for permission from anyone. The next level challenge I have been quietly avoiding for months is not a threat to what I already know. It is the exact friction required to force the next version of it into existence. Comfort with what I already do well was never neutral, not even once, not for a single quiet day of my life. Every single day I stayed inside that comfort was itself a cause. And the effect was a skill set that quietly stopped growing the very moment it stopped being genuinely tested against something harder. I choose the harder assignment, the harder conversation, the harder room, on purpose, deliberately, again and again, without complaint, and without needing credit or recognition for any of it. Because the paved road of competence I already have will never, on its own, build the new road I actually need to reach where I am going. Let this be uncomfortable. Old degree. I waited to feel completely ready before ever taking the next step forward, and I quietly called that patience for years without questioning it. New degree. I take the next step first, deliberately, and I let readiness catch up to me somewhere in the middle of actually doing the thing, not before it begins. I release relationships and roles that only ever know how to reward the version of me that has already quietly expired, however comfortable that once felt to keep close. Their comfort with the old me was never real proof that the old me is who I actually still am, underneath the surface, right now, today. I do not need everyone around me to grow at my exact pace, and I fully release the pressure of needing that from anyone at all, starting from this exact moment. I only need to stop shrinking my own pace down to match a room that has not caught up yet, and honestly, may never choose to. The people who genuinely matter will not need me to stay small in order to feel comfortable standing near me, ever, not for one moment. The ones who do were never actually asking for closeness in the first place. They were quietly asking for permission to stay the same themselves, indefinitely, without ever having to explain why. That one is worth repeating. Old degree. I dimmed myself quietly, again and again, just to keep the peace around me, at my own expense, without ever naming the true cost of it to myself or anyone else. New degree. I let my growth stay visible, fully, even when it unsettles a room built around my old ceiling. I release the income ceiling that was never actually a market limit at all, no matter how confidently it was ever explained to me by anyone I trusted. It was an identity limit, wearing the market's clothes, quietly convincing me that the number I currently earn is the number I am permanently allowed to be worth. Every cause I set in motion today, the skill I sharpen, the risk I finally take, the room I finally step into, becomes tomorrow effect, and money has always followed identity first, never the other way around, no matter how convincing it once looked from the outside, to anyone who happened to be watching closely, doubting it. I stop asking the world for more room to grow into, when the room was already there the entire time, quietly waiting on the other side of a permission I kept withholding from myself, for reasons that no longer serve me or anyone else in my life, starting from this exact moment forward, without delay. The room was never the problem. Old degree. I earned at the exact ceiling my old identity believed it deserved, and never once questioned that number out loud to anyone, including myself, for years. New degree. I earn at the level available to the identity I am actively becoming right now, starting with the very next decision I make today. I am the cause of what happens next, not the effect of what already happened to me long ago, and I finally accept that fully. In a moment, I am going to say that out loud, deliberately, because a thought inscribed in mind and then spoken aloud moves through the world differently than a thought only silently thought. Say this with me. I am not out of room to grow. I am out of permission I have not yet given myself. And today, right now, in this exact moment, I give that permission to myself completely, without condition, without delay, starting immediately, right here, exactly where I stand, without waiting one more day. I declare, my mind holds the same creative power as the mind that holds the entire universe together, and that power was never rationed out to me in limited amounts by anyone. It was only ever waiting quietly on my own consent to use it fully, starting today, without hesitation, and without asking anyone else for approval first. I release the paved road of who I used to be, completely, entirely, and I open a new path today, one decision at a time, one repetition at a time, starting with this exact moment, right here, right now, without hesitation, and without looking back at everything I am finally, willingly leaving behind for good. Every cause I set in motion today becomes tomorrow's growth, without exception, without delay, and I trust that completely now. I am no longer waiting for the ceiling to lift on its own, because I finally see clearly, completely, that it was never actually there, outside of my own belief in the first place, and it never was. I choose the version of myself that is already possible, right now, today, not the one that is merely familiar and comfortable to keep holding on to. I do this as an individualized center of the very same mind that holds everything that has ever grown, anywhere, at any time, in any life, including this one, right now. Say it once more, slowly, and mean it completely this time, all the way through, without rushing any part of it or softening a single word of it. I am not behind. I was only ever asleep to the room I already had the entire time, and I am fully, completely awake to it now. This is not something to only hear and quietly move on from. If this shifted something in you, inscribe it. Type "I am" in the comments and anchor this cause into the physical matrix today. Share this with someone who is ready to remember who they are, someone quietly standing in front of their own room to grow, waiting for someone to tell them the door was never locked. Subscribe. A new law, a new key, arrives here every single day, and tomorrow we open the next room you never even knew you already had. You were always mine. You still are right now.